1, 2, 3, 4! From the Riffs! Hey, welcome back to From the Riffs. We're on day 2 at the Palladium Open House. I'm sitting here with Rockstar, and also known as Taylor White. He's a writer for Palladium, and behind the camera, we got Carmen Belair, as usual. He's doing all the technical stuff. I'm Big Will Johnson, you know how we do this whole thing. So, Mr. White, tell us about yourself.
Well, I started out for Palladium doing a picture for Rifter 9.5, and I just kind of sent it to them as a joke, and but they really liked it, so they printed it. And then I didn't do anything for them for quite a while, and then I made friends with Brandon Ayton back in our hometown, and we decided to just write something, and we did, I think it was Rifter 28, we did a thing for Heroes Unlimited based on a campaign we were running at the time, and that was really cool. And then Brandon actually met Kevin at, it was a convention, Gen Con or Origins or something like that, and we proposed the idea of doing a book for Palladium. And you know, he thought it was a great idea. He was like, "Sure, go ahead and write something." I don't really remember how the conversation went, but we went home, and I spent that summer writing Mad Haven, and that was great, you know, and that kind of got us in the door doing Mad Haven, and
Mad Haven rocks.
Oh, really?
One of my favorite books.
Yeah, Mad Haven's a really good book. It was great because I got to. You know, I like doing horror stuff, so I get to really stretch my.
I was supposed to ask you, like, what was like, what's the genre to get, kind of get you? So it's horror stuff. It's
really horror. I like the drama inherent in horror writing and in the horror genre, and you know, then after that we did a Rifter article. We did another Rifter article about the Tri-X and the NGR, and that was cool. And then we did a whole book on Tri-X and the NGR. We did Tri-X 2, and that book was fantastic. Like I worked really hard on that, and all kinds of research and writing and rewriting, and you know, a lot of stuff in there.
So, what about your? I mean, you talk about your writing, your rewriting. So obviously, you got some kind of process. What's your writing process like? Do you tend to work a lot during the day? You do a lot at night? Is this your full-time gig? You know, how's it go for you?
I wish it was my full-time gig. No, unfortunately, you know, writing is not terribly profitable right now for me. So I still have, I have a day job that I do, and writing on the side. Like after I get out of there, I go home and I spend most of my time writing on something or working on something. So. I usually start out with my concept, my idea, and then I go and I read about it and I learn about it and I research and I watch movies. I watch fictional movies. I watch documentaries. I watch anything that goes for not only the factual side of what I'm writing about, but also the emotional weight that I'm trying to convey in what I'm doing. So. I'm working on some stuff right now that's very high drama and very. I'm dealing with a lot of human emotions and the things that regular people go through. I like to write a lot about what regular people go through during very epic or dramatic things. Right. To try to connect better with the reader and the gamers themselves.
Right, to kind of give them a place in your writing. So
yeah,
they have a reference point, basically.
Yeah, absolutely,
right.
Absolutely. I like dealing with stuff that most people consider to be pretty mundane, and it's a challenge for me to make the mundane relatable and exciting and enjoyable to read.
All right, so I mean, being that you like to write horror, I'm assuming you're a horror fan. So
yeah, absolutely.
Favorite horror movie? What's your favorite?
Favorite horror movie? That's hard. I mean, I would have to say. Oh man, I don't know.
Well, let me narrow it.
It's so hard.
All right. Well, favorite supernatural horror movie. So let's do
supernatural. Okay.
Yeah, see, narrow it down a little bit.
I would say The Grudge. which I don't know if you've seen that. It came out in 2004. It started out as a Japanese film, and then they took the same director and they made it an Americanized version.
Now, which one do you prefer, the Japanese version or the American?
I prefer the American version.
Really?
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I like the Japanese version. I don't know why.
It was good, but there was some kind of, I don't know, there's something about that director and the way he did that movie scared the hell out of me. That movie scared the hell out of me for years. And that's why it's my favorite. It's not something I can watch all the time.
Right.
You know, it's not something I sit down and I'm like, well,
but it resonates. It resonates.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that was something I really captured my attention while writing Mad Haven, because I wanted to, because it scared me a lot. That movie scared me, and I wanted to capture that, and I wanted to put that into Mad Haven.
Right.
You know, I think it worked. I think it was pretty good.
Yeah. Let's see now. What the viewers don't know is we had a chance to actually game together yesterday.
Yeah.
We got in a little Dead Rain action, and Carmen was there. Power gaming as usual.
I got a truck.
I just want to say the Rockstar killed Carmen.
Yeah. He drowned in my ass.
I got lucky.
So you know, do you find now that you're a writer? Do you find that like do you like to run games now when you have a chance, or do you just kind of stick to the production level of gaming, and now you don't have time for writing and things of that nature? Writing, gaming, actual gaming.
No, I know what you mean.
It's been a long day, kids.
It's true that I don't have as much time to game as I used to when I was younger, and I think everybody experiences that to some degree.
Right. Once you got to start paying bills, man.
Absolutely. We all got to eat. You know?
Yeah.
So
you tell me. Yeah. So, well, yeah. I mean, I just like. Do you find it like though, as like, do you, when you do get a chance, do you find you want to be a GM, or do you just want to say, man, I don't want to think, I want to be the player end now?
It's kind of weird. Like sometimes when I fall into a new gaming group, or I fall into or my friends get together and be like, oh, for a couple of weeks we're gonna do a campaign. It's like I always say I want to be just a player, and then I get halfway into it and I'm like, man, I really wish I was running this. And it's not that whoever's running is doing a bad job. Because you know, all my friends are pretty good role players, pretty good gamers, pretty good writers, very creative people. It's just that I see what they're doing, and I just want to take it in all these other directions. You know what I mean? And I'm like, no, there shouldn't be a glass city here. It should be made out of bones or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's hard to let go of wanting to run the game instead of just playing it.
I understand that. All right. Well, the other thing I wanted to ask, do you find that you like to write during like the day, or do you like to write at night? Because we were doing a little consensus, trying to figure out who writes when and how. So, who even draws when and how. Which one do you prefer? Daytime guy or nighttime guy?
I find that most of my writing's done during the day. And that's not due to any personal preference. It's really mostly because of my schedule.
Scheduling?
Yeah, I have to. You know, I work really, really early in the morning, so my nights are wiped out. You know.
And I would have figured the horror guy would have been a night owl.
I'm a night owl when I get the chance. When I get the chance, I like to stay up all night.
Too late. You betrayed us. No, just kidding.
Can you give us an idea, though, of what you're working on? Like, anything you're doing that's new, that before we have to close things out, so we got an idea of what's coming up? What cool things are you working on?
Well, for Palladium, I've got a Chaos Earth book in the pipeline, dealing with zombies, but you know, rifts, chaos zombies. It's weird and brutal and deadly and dangerous, and just trying to make it something that nobody's ever seen before. And I've got a bunch of personal stuff I'm working on. I'm doing a book, a narrative for myself. Basically, I'm going to try to shop that around, see if I can get that published. If not, I'll Kickstarter it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. After that, for Palladium, I'm planning on doing a Rifts Eastern Europe source book. Kevin and I talked about, so I threw him a bunch of ideas, and he's like, well, that's a lot of ideas, too many for one book, maybe two. So, I don't know, maybe I'll be doing two Eastern
So
Europe
it's on
source books.
it's on the distant horizon.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that's in my head that I want to do, that I plan on doing, but it's not something anybody's going to see anytime soon.
All right. So very quickly, so why did they call you rock star?
I don't know why. I just
Really?
got here, and that's like a phrase that just keeps getting tossed around. I certainly don't consider myself a rock star.
You should be a rock star, man.
So you don't sing or play in a band or anything?
I do that. I mean, I just consider myself a guy in a band.
Oh, he's trying to be
No.
humble. See,
There's,
He's hiding.
Yeah, Palladium people, very humble. All right. Well, man, it's been great talking to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad you got a chance to get back here with us. We've been drilling everybody pretty hard and, asking so many questions. Anyway, I'm Big Will Johnson. Behind the camera one more time, Carmen Belair. And
Taylor White.
he almost forgot his name.
Almost.
He's like, he wanted to say rock star. Anyway, guys, don't forget, please click on those adverts. I know they're a pain, but hey, we're looking to expand. We want to make this bigger and better for you. Maybe even go to some other conventions in the future. Something like that. Somebody, once again, mentioned our production values. Hey, if you guys look at the adverts, you can get better equipment. Anyway, from the wrists, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.